What's happening, everybody? We welcome you back to another San Diego Prep Insider Top Recruit interview presented by Palomar Insurance. Please go support the people that support us. We're talking to Cash Herrera. He is the quarterback at the Bishop School, although we met actually when I don't know if you even remember this, but I tagged the wrong quarterback in a highlight when you were at Orange Glen. And you were not even listed yet on the roster. And you hit me up to say, yeah, hey, I'm the quarterback. I'm here making things happen. So a guy that for a long time now has been making moves here in the San Diego section and is going to make a move onto the collegiate ranks. He's decided to become a Hoosier. I want to talk about a bunch of stuff, Cash, but let's start there. Congratulations on your decision. Happy football season. What ultimately made you be a Hoosier? Because you've gotten a lot of attention and you probably had a ton of options, and that seems like a really hard decision to make.
Yeah, I think obviously with how they finished last year, that was a big thing for me, seeing the culture that they're building. And then just with Coach Signetti, he brings that no BS attitude. Like what happened yesterday happened, and what happens tomorrow is to be determined. So be where your feet are and get better every day. And I think that's really important in college, and that will help guide me to the next level. And obviously, I was at another school, so it was a tough decision, but I think in the long run, it's going to really pay out. And I think it's going to push me to be better, playing better competition, having to battle my own guys. So it'll be good for me.
Well, and you now, like you said, you were thinking about other schools. You've had a change of mind, of heart, of whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. But now that you've gone through this whole process, what would be some advice maybe that you would give to younger student athletes who are anywhere along the journey or maybe haven't even started yet?
Yeah, I would say take school seriously, obviously, because you never know what will happen. And then I think just work hard every day. Sacrifice the little things. Maybe that's hanging out with friends or whatever it may be, playing the games. Like just go out, get work in, and then that will set up time for you to do the extra stuff. So I think that's just really important. And obviously, I have great parents that guided me my whole life and helped set me up for success. So obviously, that's a role, but I think it's really in your own hands and you do what you want with it. So just being able to give 100% every day and grinding.
For you at Bishop specifically, they are a small school that plays a big schedule. And there's a lot of debate about what's the right level of football to play at to be recruited. And I think it's kind of a misnomer because to me, we're in an era where, like, if you ball and you put tape out there, you can get it to anybody. And between the last four starting quarterbacks, everybody has wound up at some collegiate program with you, with Tyler Buckner, with the one of the
Hero.
two twins that wound up at Chicago, and I forget the bridge guy there that went to SMU. I apologize. I think it was Will.
Yeah, Will Hero.
Fierro. Perfect. Thank you, Will. My bad. I apologize. But at a small school like that, what allows you guys to, like, is it the us against the world chip on your shoulder mentality? Is it the coaching staff just gets you right? Like, to me, it would be something where, like, if it was just you or just Tyler, just one of those guys, you'd be like, okay, it was that guy, not the system. But Bishop seems to be very capable of producing collegiate level athletes.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Honestly, I think we have a really good strength coach that helps develop us physically. And then I think our coaches are really good. Coach Shane played at a high level, played at Notre Dame, and then NFL, knows what it takes. Obviously, our linebacker, defensive coordinator, Coach Cole, um, has been in the game, involved with it forever, his whole life. He's super smart. He can set you up. And then our offensive guys, Coach Dean, played in the Euros, all very smart, helped me develop mentally. I can't really speak too much about the past quarterbacks because I don't know who was like really their staff. But
Well,
for
but they,
me,
but they largely had like you said, the same strength and conditioning program, the same head coach, same mentality, or some pieces of those coaching staffs all put.
yeah.
Shane Walton, I just got to throw this out there. He's a huge soccer guy. For those of you that don't know, who just want a little history nugget, yes, he did play at the very high level, but he alleges he's a better soccer player than he was a football player while he was at Bishops. All right, let's talk about the here and the now. The season is back. You guys have a scrimmage coming up, then a game. It's actually within eyesight. What do you like so far? How has camp felt? How are you feeling? How's the offense looking? Just what are the vibes? What are you specific? Anything football you want to talk about? Let's hear how it's been going for you.
Yeah, I think it's been going good. We have a young team. Obviously, lost a lot of guys last year, so it's been fun, kind of leading the guys, building their character, building their physicality, being able to kind of develop them. That's been really cool to see. And I think we're overlooked every year, so we always have that chip on our shoulder. Like no one really believes in us, but we just got to believe in ourselves. So that's been good. I've been throwing the ball pretty well. I think I've been I've gotten bigger this offseason, so it's been kind of a step up. The ball goes further than
Oh,
normal.
hitting the gym, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in the gym. I have to. It's a mandatory. So that's been that. And then I think obviously we had a kid, Dane, who really no one really knows about, but the kid is lightning fast. He's really the only kid on the team that can outrun my arm. He ran like a 4.4 in the summer. Um, he plays safety receiver, and then we have just a really good group of guys that are just role players, and then have their moments of really being a star player. So I'm really excited for our guys. We're young, so we're just gonna have to be disciplined and smart and emotionally tough because that's a discipline.
Is that fun as a quarterback to have a guy that can outrun your arm, or is that frustrating?
No, it's not. It's not in the sense where I'm like underthrowing him, but it's just having time and being able to get the ball out quicker, and it's fun because you have a one.
I didn't mean that as an insult to you, but I'm
Oh
saying
yeah,
when
yeah.
you look to your right and you're connected with him and you're like, you're hitting the nine here. Like, is it cool to see that it's like, dang, I needed to put more on that to get at him there because I didn't think he was
Oh
fast.
yeah.
I feel like that
No,
doesn't happen all the time.
no, it's really cool. It's a kind of motivating because it kind of I guess it does kind of piss me off a little. It's like, damn, this is kind of embarrassing. How am I like not getting the ball out there? So, but it's fun. I usually kind of stay away with him in practice because he's always going to win the matchup. It's like, all right, we like, coach will be like, oh, why don't you take Dane on the wall? I was like, coach, like we know he's going to win. I'm just going to get to the second read. So,
Got that in your
uh,
back pocket. That's ready. That's
yeah,
ready and loaded for whenever you get there this season.
exactly. It's going to be fun for the season. So,
You talk about people doubting you, and the preamble for this question is as much for you as it is for the viewer because not everybody's super dialed in. But the high school football playoff scenario has changed in your 4 years from going with predetermined divisions to this new fluid system where if you go and win a ton, you can go way up. If you lose a ton, you can hypothetically go way down. And like you have only experienced the 1 year of the new system, and it wound up coming down to you guys versus SFC for league, and then the winner of that game goes up to a D1. The loser of that game goes to D2. But still, you guys were both in the top two playoff divisions. You're very small schools in the Coastal League. You play a relatively tough schedule, but you don't have like I feel like Bishops is good enough that on any one given game you can hang with just about anybody. But the fact that you have to do it over a whole 13, 14 game season with most of your players going both ways, it's a lot of pieces that it's hard to sustain that by the time you get to an end of a season, just any football season. So like it sometimes doesn't even feel like a reward where it's like, oh yeah, you get to go now after surviving 10 weeks of football, also now go play in the D2 playoffs. And it's like, damn, all these big schools that you're playing every single week throughout the playoffs. Do you ever want to just be like, man, what I would give for the road to the playoffs to be X, Y, or Z schools? And I don't want to disrespect any schools, but do you ever think about like, hey, it would be great to go 5-5 this year and have a little bit more manageable playoff scenario? Or is it just like we got to go out there and like we got to be our best every week to hell with the playoffs?
yeah, I think for me, my goal is to win every week. So, wherever that takes us, that takes us. Yeah, it may be unfortunate when we're matched up against a modern day team who has more kids on the football team than in our school, but um, it is what it is. At the end of
And then
the
SFC to be kind of like a fair of like I get that I'm a Bishop's hack and I'm like pro Knights and whatever, but I'm also to take the SFC side. They had to go on and play Mount Miguel at
yeah,
Mount Miguel, and so that's insane that your reward for beating Bishops in a game that was decided in the rain when like quarterbacks couldn't even hold the ball. Like, great, you win league on a couple of crazy plays. You now have to go on the road. Your reward for winning the Coastal League is having to play Mount Miguel in the playoff. Like, if that was flipped and you guys had won that one, you would have gone and played Mount Miguel instead. And either way, I feel like the conversation is like that's kind of insane to go play a school that their whole roster, like you said, is bigger than your entire football program, varsity and JV.
yeah. No, yeah, I think I mean, who knows? Whoever made the playoffs obviously must have had a good idea about it. Um,
No,
so
I bring this up because I think that those two schools specifically get screwed,
suffer from it. Yeah.
and so that's where I'm curious. I jokingly asked, do you ever think about going 5-5 to do it? But I have the same conversation with Cole every year, where it's like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna go 10-0 against all small schools? Because we'll still wind up in a big division. Are we going to go 7-3, but the three that we lost to are all like, I don't know. It's an impossible.
Yeah, it's confusing because you're like, do you schedule based off strength? Like, oh, like, uh, but like, do you want to play a good team and then go 10-0, or go play good teams and lose all the games? Like, you don't really know because like you look at Saints, they played like all open D1 teams, but somehow fell to D3. So
Well,
like,
because they were, and you know, it's interesting you bringing up the Saints because yeah, they were the one where they were like, to hell with the results. We're getting a home game in a lower division no matter what, based off of the fact that we're playing a strong schedule. And so I think for you, the reverse would be, do you want to go 10-0 against um all schools that are hovering at the bottom of D5 and or 5 AA, and you're like, yeah, no one got hurt. We put up 1,000 points every week, but our strength of schedule was so weak that we couldn't go higher than D3 or something like that. I don't know. It's just weird. But
yeah, no, yeah,
the core of my question before, because we've wandered off way into the woods here, and I don't think anybody, not even our parents, care about this interview at this point. But I was just getting at, like, you're a dog, like you're a competitor. You're every week going out there, like, ultimately we're not going to worry about the playoffs because we're just going to worry about like whoever we got in front of us. Where does that motivation or that fire or intensity come from for you?
Honestly, for me, it's just all the sacrifice I've put in my whole life. I feel like since I was 6 years old, since I started playing quarterback, I feel like why let up now? It's like just keep going. Like I first of all, I'm in high school. I haven't made it anywhere. I haven't proved anything. Yeah, I've won high school games. Yeah, I've been recruited. But that's not my goal at the end of the day. My goal is to make it to the NFL and prove it all there. So letting up now is not going to lead to my goal. And I think that's what gives me motivation. And then fighting for the guys next to me, the guys that we suffer with. I mean, coming from the hard academic school we come from, going to practice after who knows what we got on our test, stressing out if our parents are going to be mad at us, and then having to go to practice and suffer and do conditioning and then go to the games. And I think just the brotherhood we've built gives me all that extra motivation.
You talk specific, it's all awesome hearing you talk specifically about like the school community there at Bishops. Like, I'm sure if you went through, hey, this is the course load that I'm taking, people would be like, damn. And okay, that's crazy. I would also just be curious with the level of excellence that other Bishops programs have, because open division champions in field hockey and water polo, it's just like there seems to be a high expectation that everybody you bump into there is really good at what they do. So is there competition between the programs at all, or is that kind of you're all in your own little camps?
Yeah, you're on your own little things. I mean, sometimes like the WOPO kids will have a little like they're the best on campus. Everyone says they're the best. It's just a little extra motivation. No one takes it
Because the
seriously.
water polo specifically is one that football struggles with, because it's like they're like, oh, why do you wear pads? And real men fight in the pool. And you're like, no, get out here. You can't get tackled. You literally need water to help you be athletic. It's just
Yeah,
a
I mean,
funny and fun rivalry given.
yeah, no, yeah. At the end of the day, they've won more than us, so I guess they have one up on us.
Well, but they're like, it's a different and that's where I'm like, it's a whole different setup. It's way easier to win when the sport is really only six like legit teams and
Yeah,
the same number of kids on the program. A whole nother bag for a whole nother day. But Cash, thank you so much for being on with us. Question that I always like to end with for seniors, and there's no right or wrong answer to any of this, but what's the legacy that you specifically or your class want to leave behind?
it's a great question. I think I could really only speak for me. I think I would just really want to leave behind just a hardworking effort, like ethic, and a guy that's known like going to be there day in and day out. May not be the smartest kid in the school, but I'm going to give effort. I'm going to give 100%, and I'm going to be a nice guy, kind, and then just knowing when to be serious and when not to be. Like if I'm on the football field, there's no messing around for the most part. Yeah, we'll have some joking times, but then when I'm off the football field, I'm not like so as focused as I would be on the football field. So I think just having a good mix of personality, and just being a guy that was known to work hard and give it all in his football. And yeah,
You go, man. He's big on sacrifice. He's already called it that he's headed to the NFL. So lock in, watch this interview, go check Cash out. He's just one of the other student athletes here in San Diego that's going to go on to represent all of us at the next level. And we are greatly proud and appreciative of him sharing a little bit of his story here with us. Cash, thank you very much for being on with us. Go Knights. We'll check in with you soon.
thank you.